Do you want to see a comedic and very original take on Dungeons and Dragons? Watch Delicious in Dungeon. Wes, hello everybody, and welcome to another video, and welcome to another review video, my dear friends. Today, I'm going to review something that I have been thoroughly enjoying for the last plus month or something like that, and it is Delicious in Dungeon, the anime series over at Netflix. And although I usually like to read the source material before I venture into an adaptation, it is, of course, the case with most anime adaptations of the manga source material. They are staying pretty close to it, and I have been told that they have been staying very, very close to the source material. And I wanted to stop, and I wanted to first read what has been published already, and then, check out the adaptation. But I just got consumed by it so much that each and every time an episode came out, I just needed to watch it. Now, that being said, I have ordered the manga volumes here, and I'm just very much looking forward to seeing it now. This means that I cannot, as of making of this particular video, I cannot comment upon the manga yet. I can't comment upon if the anime is a decent of an adaptation, if it's good, bad, if it stays close. No, I just can't. I can only talk about the show. Now, as far as anime goes, I'm not as versed in it as I am in Western entertainment, literature, and films. However, I have been quite of an avid reader for the last couple of years. I've read Berserk and the original Dragon Ball, plus an odd volume here and there. I love all Studio Ghibli films, so you can say that as far as manga and anime goes, I'm still a noob. However, this only means one thing, and that is there are many, many things for me to discover, to go back to. I have started reading The Fist of the North Star, and I've been enjoying it thoroughly. I mean, the Japanese, they are good at making manga and anime to that extent that I am enjoying genres that I wouldn't probably enjoy, like normally. And so, let's stay at the topic right now and review Delicious at Dungeon, or in Dungeon. So, what it is really, it's a comedic, satirical take on D&D, let's say, Dungeons and Dragons, right? It is a story about a party of adventurers who travel through a dungeon. And it is, of course, a vast dungeon which just goes on for miles and miles and miles, and has got different floors and many tunnels and caverns, and you can spend your entire life there. To that extent that in that particular dungeon, many communities have developed, and even huge cities have grown of people living there, cities with castles and with homes and houses and all this kind of stuff that you usually find above the ground. It is, of course, set into a Middle Ages medieval fantasy style, which, of course, once again proves that the Japanese can basically do anything. I mean, they can make like cute, kawaii fairy stories, as well as they can make like badass fantasy, which we know from Berserk, right? And the Vinland Saga, which is really, well, I haven't seen or read it yet, so I suppose it's not that much of a fantasy, as much as it is kind of a historical story. Let me know in the comments down below, because I haven't read it yet. And so this means the fact that they are there and they are stranded there. But why are they there, really? Well, they lost, but you will get to know that at the beginning of the show, so that's not a spoiler at all. They lose a member of their party at the beginning of the show, in the very first episode, like the first couple of minutes, and then they are looking for that particular member of their party, of their company, for like almost the entirety of what I have seen, what has already come out on Netflix, which is about 19 episodes as of making of this video. And so they are looking for that character, and they've got nothing to eat. And that's where the title comes to play, Delicious in Dungeon. They are cooking and eating fantasy monsters. And that's the twist. That's the twist of the show. That's what it makes the show original. That's what makes the show, and I suppose the manga as well, unseen. Because, I have always said that, as far as stories go and characters go, I'm a firm believer in, Carl Gustav Jung's theory of archetypes, which means that you can rarely tell a story or write about a character that hasn't been written about. What matters is the way you put it, or if you find an interesting twist and take on it. They have found that. The author of the manga, Ryoko Kui, has really found it. And so they are eating all kinds of fantasy monsters, anything that you can imagine, verging from living mushrooms to dragons, to sea monsters and sea serpents or water serpents, anything really. And what is also very, very interesting about that is, of course, the different characters and their character development. My personal favorite is here, Senshi, the dwarf, who is basically their cook, who taught them how to cook and eat monsters from the dungeon. He is also the funniest of all the characters in that particular show, and I can't wait to read about him in the manga. And so, also, because I have just recently got into customizing my own models and action figures, I'm very much looking forward to making my own custom action figure of Senshi. Yeah, so much. And so you can see that good entertainment is there, and you can enjoy it. And it's even, can be a piece of entertainment that comes from like this year or the last year, because it just came out. It's like from 2024, this particular adaptation. You just have to know where to go, and usually it's not Western. As far as modern entertainment, right, I usually say I don't need anything new. I don't need anything modern. I just, mostly go back to read old books and watch old films. And that's, enough for me. Thank you very much indeed. That will last me a lifetime. There's so much of it. But occasionally, here and there, I stumble upon something that was made recently, as far as, so this show, for example. And that's worth it. Absolutely, 100%. So, let me know in the comments down below what you think about this particular TV show. And have you read the manga? Do you recommend it? I think that whether you recommend it or not, I'm going to read it. But nevertheless, let me know in the comments down below all about you and Delicious in Dungeon. And that'll be all. Thank you very much for watching. And I'm out of here.